All right, my name is Peter Bernard, and I'm the co-founder of the Harvest Cup, and I'm also the executive director at the Massachusetts Grower Advocacy Council. We're here at the inaugural Harvest Cup here in Worcester, conveniently timed with the anniversary of the end of marijuana prohibition in Massachusetts. Well, on day two, we hope and expect that it'll be as well attended as it was yesterday. There were an awful lot of people here yesterday. There's 130 plus vendors in here from across the cannabis industry, grow supplies, head shops, t-shirts, all kinds of accessories, nutrients. If it's got something to do with cannabis, it's here. We've also got several speakers going on today. Some of them are speaking on some of the regulations and legislation. Some of them are speaking on patient rights. Some of them are speaking on different grow methods and other such things that you can find in the program. There's also some demonstrations going on how rosin presses work and how to make different kinds of edibles and things like that. So we expect a lot to happen today. 5 years from now, we're seeing it being a successful annual event that continues to bring the community together and out of the shadows so that people will stop thinking that we're just a bunch of hippies. As you look around this venue, you'll see every walk of life. You'll see sports coats, and you'll see tie-dye, and you'll see everything in between. And part of what we hope to accomplish is to end the stigma that people have around marijuana in general. Because what a lot of people don't realize is it's been here all along. It's just been getting done in secret because people are afraid of the stigma and the ridicule that comes with being a marijuana user. This way we can come out in the open and celebrate it and say, I work my job, I pay my bills, I raise my children in a just and upright manner, and I just happen to smoke marijuana instead of drinking beer. That's about where that stands. Some things are moving along as they should, but things like social consumption could hit a snag. There's currently some talk about trying to do that in some kind of phased rollout instead of doing it immediately like the law dictates. There is a big push by the community and by some members of the board that I can't name because it wouldn't be proper, that the social consumption law gets implemented on time. It's an important part of the law. There are people that live in rental properties or in federal housing or in some other kind of public housing that they're forbidden to even smoke cigarettes, let alone cannabis. They need somewhere to go and they can't go outside and smoke in public because that's illegal. Or maybe they have children in the house and they don't want to do it around them and they just want to go out on a Friday night. Social consumption is a huge deal. If it's okay for a group of people to sit around in a public place somewhere and drink beer and then drive home, then we have to believe that people are responsible enough to do the same thing with cannabis. Yesterday went very well. The attendees and the vendors alike seemed to be very happy with how everything went. There weren't any hiccups or incidents. Everybody just had a good time and went about their day and ended off with a great after party over at the Palladium when it was all over at the end of the day. Everything went very smooth. It was great. We're very pleased with how it went. We expect today to be no different. The pointers I have for people that would be interested in entering the cannabis industry would be pick a field and stick with it. Don't try to make plans to get your hands into every little piece of it unless you're already well skilled. If you're a total beginner, find something simple that you can focus on and put your whole heart into, because it's going to take a lot of work and it's going to take a lot of effort. So you have to be committed 100%. That would be my best advice. Find something that you know you can stick with and get committed. on a national level, it's only natural that it's going to eventually end the prohibition on a federal level. We already have 30 states that, plus the District of Columbia, that allow medical, and 8 states plus the District of Columbia that allow recreational. There's going to be more every election year. It's just a matter of time before the vast majority of the states are recreational anyway, and the federal government will have no choice. Because what are they going to do? Lock up 2/3 of the country? It's totally unenforceable at this point. If Attorney General Sessions wanted to shut down the marijuana industry, he totally lacks the resources. He would need the National Guard in every state, and then some. We have overgrown them. It's just they haven't woken up and smelled the weed yet. Jeez, that varies from year to year as depending what's going around. But there's one that's been around for a while called Blueberry that I'm very fond of, and I hadn't seen it in a long time, and it's recently come back around, and it's made me very happy. For a while it was Girl Scout cookie, but I grew it exclusively for like 2 years and got sick of it. So I was very happy to find some Blueberry. I have some very lovely Savannah sherbet going right now that's about halfway through flower. The end of January is going to be a happy time. I really like my flower. Sometimes I like some concentrates. When there's a harvest and there's a plentiful amount, I like to make edibles. Certainly made a lot of edibles for this event. At our VIP party, I had on a weed tuxedo with a Santa hat and a big green bag walking around passing out cannabis cookies to anybody that was coming through the door. So special occasions, I'll make up a bunch of edibles, but as a medical user, in order to have any fun with it, I have to eat high doses, so I don't tend to eat a lot of edibles. If you missed the Harvest Cup this year, that's okay. There's going to be a next year. And when we update the site this week, you'll be able to get a little bit more information at theharvestcup.org. And if you're interested in the kind of things that are going on with legislation around cultivation in Massachusetts, you can check us out at the Massachusetts Grower Advocacy Council at massgrower.org.